Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Endzone 2. We are back in the main series and we have some finishing touches to do. So we're going to start out here in Last Refuge, where we've got a few things that we need to do. We do have a drought incoming for our Zone 1 settlements, but they will be absolutely fine. Now what I have done is I've reset my resource toolbars all across the board, because we're going to kind of do a little bit of a deep dive as we go towards the self-sufficiency kind of target that we've set ourselves here. We do have to get our relay station and a connector up and running here, and we have a Titan that has just arrived. No, not the Titan, that's the Pioneer, but the Pioneer can actually start putting in the groundwork to bring some power over to this part of the zone. So we do have some connectivity here in Mifflin, and all we need to do actually is get those power lines connected up. So we're going to bring ourselves around here. That's where that connector is going to be, so we can place our first power pole probably there. That should connect, but we'll wait because the Titan should be arriving now. There it is. We're going to drop off those goods and then we can actually build our new 2 buildings there. So they'll get done. Then we can start connecting this up to the grid, and then we can actually start building out Last Refuge. Now, these settlements have kind of been left by the wayside a little bit. There's been a lot that we need to kind of do to make it right and make it work, but we're not quite there yet. And once we get the power infrastructure in place, we can start playing around with the settlement and work out exactly what it's going to produce. Now, at Last Refuge, we do have lead production, so we are going to set that up, and it looks like this actually connects to the sand mine, which not my intention, but I guess we'll have it connect anyway, so that's fine. That's done. We do have the drought now coming in, and we can connect another power cable there, and then we'll continue on building another one just here in range. We're missing resources, we're missing copper cable, so we better go back and get them. And it's probably quicker if we just come up to here, because I think there are some copper cables. There might be some left over, but maybe not. We'll come back home with this Titan that is arrived now, so that's good. Then we can drop these ones off here because we're going to come back to Wildlands at some other point. They do need some iron though, so they don't have that. We can go back over and pick some of that up as well. But what we'll do is we'll put these in the buggies. So we need some iron, and we also needed copper cable. So let's put some copper cable into this buggy and send it on its way. So the first stop on its little route is going to be Wildlands, where they'll drop off the first bit of iron, which is needed there. And then we can loop back around to Last Refuge and do that. Now, I have discovered in my infinite wisdom and further exploration that cannabis isn't actually the best trade material to swap out with Holy Sorensen in exchange for decontamination kits. So I'm going to show you what is an even better tool for that production. Currently we have some power cables here that are in need of a bit of repair, but we're okay at this moment in time. So let's exchange goods with this settlement, and the goods that we're going to swap over and put into these are bricks. So we're going to load up with bricks, and we're also going to take 2 items there as well, 2 of the guns. Then we're going to load up the mule here with some bricks as well, and we'll just load everything up. And this is going to give us a nice, I mean, we can get almost 100. Well, it's actually 125 decontamination kits for every full stock of bricks from the Titan. Obviously, having the guns in there is going to increase that even further. But it basically means we can get an absolute ton of decontamination kits in exchange for bricks. And by the time they are distributed around the settlements and they are being used, we actually have more bricks being brought back from our feeder settlements into Diamond City. So the trade hub idea is working very, very well. Might be that we do need to boost the brick production in some of our settlements to keep this turning over very nicely, but it actually works out very, very well. If decontamination kits can then be produced in-house, we can actually just start focusing on other materials, like swapping bricks for, I don't know, potentially iron. Because after the disaster at the Iron Wall, we only have 2 iron mines across the entire map. One of them down here in Mifflin, which are producing a nice number of iron tools for us, so that is good. And then the other one, obviously, that remains in the Iron Wall. But that is problematic, really, because we could do with more iron. So if I'm able to get some sort of decontamination kit production up and running, that'll put us in a much better position. So here, just from the mule, which is a smaller capacity, we get 82 decontamination kits there, and we'll just move that to one side. And the titans are starting to arrive now. So this buggy has arrived. We can dump all of the items that they are holding, apart from the copper cables, which are going to need to be traded elsewhere. I am going to put, because it's at a premium, I'm going to take the iron back. Then we'll head over here where we can dump it into Last Refuge and then add it straight to the Pioneer. Then we'll have Last Refuge powered, which is great. So once that's done, we can actually start building Last Refuge, which is something that we really could do with getting sorted out very quickly. I'm just going to adjust a little bit of stuff here. We're going to take all of that iron, and then we are going to take, what did I need here? Copper cables, that's right. Take all of the remaining copper cables that are being stored there, and then we'll head back out to build our power lines. Now, we did manage to get to there, so we're not far off, actually. I think the last power cable does end at that top end of Mifflin, so we'll get that done. Now, Mifflin produces a lot of paper. It currently isn't producing its own iron tools, so maybe we need to start thinking about doing that. So let's have a look at industry. The Nihilists are coming, and they're going to go to one of my other settlements, so we need to be very aware of that. Let's go to trades and crafts here. We've got an upgraded workshop there and one there, but that one's producing iron tools. So if we can have something nearby where they're going to be able to produce normal scrap tools, I think that would be very, very useful. So we've got wooden scrap there, wooden scrap there, close to wood there, right? So it's kind of in this little space here, but we're too far away from wood production. We get back into wood production there and scrap production there. So there's a road there that we can get rid of. Just eliminate that. Then we can put in our upgraded workshop there. It is missing some resources. I'm not quite sure what we're missing there, but we'll line all of this up again. What are we missing? We're missing scrap tools. That is an issue, because we need those scrap tools to be able to do what it is that we want to do. Right, okay. So that's something that we're going to need to look at. It looks like the Nihilists are heading for Last Refuge. Okay, perfect. We'll use that as a staging point for now then. And they're just coming in. Brilliant. So they're almost there. We do have that buggy there, which we're going to need to move because it is slightly not in a very good position there, bit compromised, and then we'll trade out all of these bricks. Now look, I put in, that's what, 400 bricks. We get 125 of our finest decontamination kits. And then of course, because we've got the weapons in this one, we should, I would imagine we get 150 here, but we'll see. Not quite, but 138 is absolutely nothing to be sniffed at. So as long as we are able to have this consistent trade, and obviously it's manual labor for me, but it allows us to get this all done very quickly. And that's what, 300 already, nearly 400. So we're going to probably come out with a roundabout, well, I mean, at least 600 decontamination kits from this run alone, which is perfect because that can then be distributed to all of our settlements, which gives us a really nice boost to things. And then we've got a final one here. Thought they all had weapon. Well, I thought, no, it was just 2 vehicles that were managed to get weapons in. So that's okay, though. That gives us a really, really good number of decontamination kits that we can then send back to our settlement. So we've got 500 at least. With the extra 25, that takes us up to 600. So we're going to finish this little trade run here with around about 650 decontamination kits. They get ferried to Diamond City, and then they'll be taken elsewhere to finish off the... Right, they've arrived, and my vehicles are going to come in and take them out, so it's nothing to worry about. Last Refuge now has power in place, and we can actually come back over here. I'm going to let my vehicles do the work over there, take out the enemy, and then we'll carry on. So we'll just watch as the red... It's already disappeared from the map, so we know that we've taken out all of those vehicles. And then our final power cable goes in there. And once that's built, that links up power to Last Refuge. So we can finally start building out this little settlement. There we go. We're all hooked up there. So we can come back to Last Refuge. Now it looks like there's something wrong here. Doesn't seem to be taking in power. It is configured to receive electricity. It's not connected to the relay station, but the relay station is there. Do I now need a power network or something? Do I need to put in a power cable? Is that what we need? Let's just put an electricity pole in here. I'm missing some resources. I don't know what we're missing there. Copper cable, of course. I do have some in here, so we can potentially drop that copper cable off. We'll see if that gets us some power. Does that work? Let's just see. There we go. The connector is now connected to the relay station. Great. So let's slow things down because we do need to do some adjustments and stuff here. We've got an upgraded decontaminator that I am going to demolish. We've gone ahead of ourselves with the decontaminator there. We'll get rid of the recycler. We'll also get rid of the scrapyard. And then we can have a look at what we've got to work with here. Now, I already have the wood cutting lodge in place, but we'll demolish that as well. We're going to leave these for as long as possible. Once we get them kind of rerouted and remapped, we can make those adjustments. Now, we do have a fishery. We've got 3 fisheries and 2 fully upgraded jetties. We're demolishing the decontaminator there. They need coal. And what we could do is we could abandon the fishery idea. We know we have fertile ground here, so it could well be that we go with a farm. Now, the farm needs bricks, and we don't have bricks here. We also don't really want to go with a foraging hut, but we do need to have some sort of trees and plantation and stuff going in here. So I'm going to put those on this side of the map. We're also probably, we could do with being able to make some, I guess we want reeds. No, we don't. Maybe we want a plantation here. Now, there's not a lot in terms of the fertility here. So it could well be that we leave it and just build on it and use it for other stuff, because the main resources here are the lead mine that's there, and, well, that's it. We've got lead mine and some fertile soil. Now, the fertile soil doesn't help us much. So it could well be that we just reforest the area, make coal, and then have them produce certain items, or just have them go all in on lead. What they could do is start producing lead vests for us, and I think that might actually be the best thing for us to do here. So let's do that. So they can use the lead, then they can turn that lead from the industry tab into a lead foundry. So they need coal for that. So we'll build our lead foundry here. Then we will swap some of our logistics around. So we're going to put some water towers over here along the back. So we want 4 of those. 4 of them, then we can demolish these ones. They also need to produce coal, and for coal we are going to need an upgraded charcoal kiln so that we can then use that lead. Now, the lead, they need iron tools, so we are going to need to have a nice supply of iron tools coming into this settlement as well. We're going to need to do something about the material depots. We have a nice little stock here, and the upgraded food depots, which we will move. Now, we can probably move these to the back of the fishery, or we can have one here, so it's supplemented by that fishery that's nearby. Then we can put another 2 up here where we have our second fishery or third fishery. Then that is going to allow us to demolish these upgraded food depots. There is a method to this madness, I promise you. Then we want to put in some raw materials. We want a tree nursery, and we're going to stick our tree nursery right here, if we can, right in the corner, and they will reforest this area here. That's good. Then what we want to do is we want a upgraded lumberjack lodge, which is going to go in right here, and we want to finish off with an upgraded charcoal kiln right here. Then what happens is the lead foundry will get to work once we're producing lead from the lead mine. The tree nursery is going to continuously replant that space there. The charcoal kiln is going to burn off the lumber that is harvested by the lumberjack. And then if we just swap around where these upgraded material depots are and create like a little patchwork here instead. Now, we do have 8 of these, so I'm just going to put 5 in here. Then we can demolish 5 of these. Get rid of the first lot here, because that just means we can adjust the work area for the tree nursery, or they will be able to fill up a lot more of the work area that they currently have. Then we have these final material depots, which we will demolish. And we can probably get some scrap up and running now. Let's do that. So we want some scrap being produced as well, just so that we've got the basic infrastructure in place. And I'm going to put the scrap works over here where this fertile land is. Now, it's not perfect, but it's going to allow us to get stuff done here. So we'll put the scrapyard there. We'll then put a recycler right next to it. Then we want to put in some more logistics. So we'll go with upgraded material depot. We'll put 1, 2, 3, and that finishes off the material depot stuff. Then we want to turn this scrap into scrap tools. So we'll go to trades and crafts, and we will take on a upgraded workshop. That upgraded workshop is going to need wood and scrap. Now we've got a scrapyard right next door, so we're going to need to do another upgraded lumberjack lodge right there, and another tree nursery around the back. Then we can plant the trees in this space here. We'll get a road in. Now we don't have the tools for a road because we are out of standard tools, I think. Right, so let's go and get them. We've got some buggies down here, so we'll send one of them all the way up to Diamond City to go and grab a bunch of tools. Then if we have a look here, we've got our Titans back, so we've got 125, 250, 332 from the mule, 457, 595, and this takes us over 700. So 720 decontamination kits from one visit to Ole. So that is massive. Quite honestly, that is huge. Right, we're going to send our buggies back to Diamond City because they'll then get repaired, and we can then just have a quick look at how our city here in Last Refuge is developing. So we need the... Where have we got? Did I send a buggy back? Yes, I did. So I'm going to drop these guns off because we don't need them at the moment. Then we're going to take on 150 iron tools, and we'll head down to Last Refuge. So as long as they're able to produce the basics for themselves, that works out really well. We're also going to need some decontamination stations in here because this area has become heavily decontaminated. You can see right there, we have 50% radiation protection, but more than 50% of our resources and stuff are heavily contaminated. We need bricks as well. I should have brought some, but never mind. We can drop off those tools. The depot is full of tools. It was the bricks that I was missing. That's where I've gone wrong. Right, let's take these back and we'll grab... Ooh, we can dump all of that. That's good. And we'll just destroy that. Then we'll grab some bricks and we'll drop them off. Right, so that's good. They are loaded up and we will head back to Last Refuge and drop this off. So we have a lot of job openings going here. We do need the bricks here. We can get the town road, which is going to cost iron tools, which is a little bit much for us at the moment, but it's fine for now. We can maybe have Diamond City get turned into those town roads, but for now, we will just build as we please. So we're going to take the road to along here. Then we're going to build that, which is the lumberjack lodge. We've got the scrapyard there. We're also going to actually need, one thing I have forgotten there, is the recycling center, which can go right there and be built immediately. I'll put it around the back if I can fit it in. Didn't seem to want to build there, but let's put it in right there. Perfect. Then we'll run a little road that goes up to here, and that links up with the rest of the settlement. Perfect. Now, down here in the industrial space, we can pull this along to here, make a little L-shaped road, then I'll have it duck in, coming down to there, and then going along and linking back up. Then out from here, we can come down and along. Nice, and then a nice road that links it all up together there. Perfect. Then we'll actually demolish this little road. We don't need that at the moment. Then we can build all of these items here. And what are we missing now? We're missing charcoal, but that shouldn't take us long. So what we'll do is we do have the tree nursery, so we'll put people to work there. Then we'll get 3 working in the lumberjack lodge, and 5 working in the charcoal kiln. Then I can put 1 person to work in the lead foundry. Let's go with a few more in the lead mine. The Nihilists are coming to Diamond City, but our defenses are already there. We've got a massive swarm of buggies, and you can see the activity here. So there's loads going on. Having a look back over here, then we can now build those extra bits, and we've got coal coming in quite nicely there. We'll put 1 person to work in the recycler, 1 person to work in the scrapyard, and change the work area to obviously just over where that recycling center is. And we can have 1 person working in the upgraded workshop. Let's max that out, actually. Now, you see we are now at a deficit of wood, so we can get that sorted. And things are starting to fill up quite nicely. Now, they have gone round to the front of Diamond City, which I wasn't expecting, so we're going to have to kind of divert. Now, what's been taken out there? Not quite sure what it is, but they are actually destroying. They're destroying my vehicles. This isn't good. Yeah, okay, so we're going to... Some of our trade routes are going to be impacted by that. And because I've got this mass here, we're going to try and just grab a small number of them and head round. So this could be bad. Right, so that autosave is very untimely. Let's see if we can just tuck this vehicle in here so that it doesn't get destroyed. Now, I'm not quite sure what has been taken apart there. And there's another one there. So that could... I mean, it could well have been one of the vehicles that... My view started going back. You just stay there. And then the remaining buggies can now kind of come away once that has gone past. Yeah, great. We'll bring the remaining buggies around. They make very short work once they're all there as a team. So it's fine. Then we can have these vehicles resume their routes. Now, the problem is I did lose... 1 trade route has been taken down there. It is the DC to Riverview trade route. So what we need to do is we actually need to build a vehicle that's going to be able to sustain that. Now, it's a Titan, actually. So we lose 1 of our Titans, which is an issue. So what have I called my Titans? Let's have a quick look. So we need 1 other one. So we'll just have a quick look at the vehicles that are on the route. And it's the DC to... No, it wasn't the stock ones. Or was it? Because all of these... None of these are actually Titans. My aim was to create a raft of Titans that can actually do this. No. But they are all currently the Nomads. So, if I have a look at what vehicles I've got that aren't active, you'll see that there are a lot of Titans that are currently being used for other stuff. So, maybe we need to upgrade the entire fleet to Titans. So, go into our vehicle workshop. We need 20 iron tools and 15 units of iron. So, why not take our current Titans? And this is actually going to be really useful because I'm then going to open up some extra items with our trades for me. So I'll get 2 extra item slots in these Titans because we can only have 6 in the Nomads, and that will make things infinitely better. So maybe we should be targeting the creation of... Guess we need 1 Titan for each route, really. 1 Titan going out and 1 Titan bringing goods to Diamond City. So that's something to consider. But for now, we're just going to go to Mr. Sorensen. Not Mr. Sorensen. You know, the weird guy that works in the scrapyard. Him. We're going to go see him. And we're going to get things sorted with that. Right, okay, we've got the bricks anyway. But you can see the level of bricks isn't sustainable at the moment. We've got 430 in terms of... We got like 430 decontamination kits left, so that's fine. But there you can see the Nomad, 6 inventory slots, 8 in the Titan, 4 in the Mule, and we kind of need them maxed out because you never know what we're going to need to add into these vehicles, really. And it's always best to have something just in case you need to very quickly react to something. So it might be a good idea, like you can see there, we've lost some items from one vehicle that's been destroyed. I mean, in fairness, it was just gas masks and stuff, but the longer we wait to replenish this, the more risky it gets for Riverview as a settlement. So it suits us better to get this issue fixed immediately. That's what we're going to have to do. There's another vehicle down there, but I don't know if it was one of mine. Anyway, it matters not. We're going to go back around here. We're going to repair these vehicles up. Our Titans should be arriving there soon. Now, we do have 2 transport routes that are marked as difficult because they haven't actually been put together yet. But this one, we should probably get that underway very quickly. So let's have a quick look. I've got a mule there that I can put to work instead. I think that's the one I've just sent up to Rusty Rolf to get sorted. So we'll leave it for the time being. Right, looking back over here at Last Refuge, I think we're pretty good now. Now, they don't have power, but that shouldn't take us long to get set up. And we're still waiting for enough coal to come in. Then let's just build some more power cables then. So we'll put one on this side of the relay station, and then it should link up with the rest of the settlement. Maybe we could put one there, and then it starts linking up nicely. Excellent. So we are obviously missing resources for these because we don't have enough copper cable yet. We'll get that sorted. We've got plenty of copper cable in Diamond City. And really, because this is an infrastructure thing, it's only a one-time thing, really. Once we've got the copper, we don't actually need to bring any more to the settlement, but we will bring a fair whack of it in a large chunk, just so that we can continue building this place out, because we obviously have that second fishery there. We probably don't need any more housing. I think the population being as it is, I mean, what, we're at 172 people living here at the moment. That's fine. So logistically, we are going to need decontaminators. I'm going to put one right here on the corner, or maybe we'll put it here so that the road can continue down. Let's do that. And that decontaminator can kind of focus on the space that is in the immediate vicinity of it. So kind of just going out a little bit to there. Then we need another decontaminator that is going to be placed here, right at this intersection. And that can focus in there, and then going towards that part of the settlement as well. Maybe we'll just bring it up a little bit further, so I think it should be overlapping the other decontaminator. Then we can put another one on this edge of the settlement here, and they will focus mainly over here. Again, nice overlap there. And then another one can go down here, and that can have a focus basically covering whatever's left. So we've got 4 decontaminators in there. They will be built eventually, but we're out of iron tools for that purpose at the moment. Let's head back up then. Got another buggy there that we can drop off, and our Titans have arrived. So we'll empty the mule, and we'll bring in some iron tools. Now this, again, the bricks seem to give us a load of iron tools as well, so that's really useful. So I'm going to swap for iron tools there. Then I'm going to have another one, probably this one, just because it was the quickest one to grab. They are going to swap for plain old iron, I think. Almost, I think it's a 50-50 split. Could be a bit more. There we go, yeah. So 208 units of iron in exchange for the 400 bricks. And because bricks are so easy to produce, once you've got a nice little stockpile going, it's a lot quicker, actually. So again, we'll drop off a couple there. That's lots of iron. And this one we'll swap for iron tools. So it's worked out being a fairly productive episode. Obviously, we've had a fair bit to cope with. Look at all the iron tools we get there. That's incredible. So bricks is the best currency, really, if you're looking for this sort of stuff. So again, I'm going to take on... I mean, this is insane, the amount we're getting here. 185 iron tools. very impressed. You know, I mean, it's taken a while to work it all out, but we're getting so much stuff here. Perfect. Right. Okay, we can drop all of this back off in Diamond City. And what I will do is, off camera, I'm going to just do a little bit of a reset. We actually can't, we don't need to bring them to Diamond City, do we? They need to go to Newtown, where we're going to be producing the main bulk of our vehicles. Although there is a vehicle workshop at Diamond City. And I think, yes, that's, yeah, we'll drop it off there, and then we can actually produce Titans in that space instead. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna say goodbye. We're gonna have a little look at Last Refuge, which is starting to develop quite nicely. We can put in our another item there, another building, and that leaves Last Refuge looking in a much healthier position than it was at the very beginning of this episode. It has a little bit of an organization to it. It's producing lead, which will then be fed into Diamond City, or maybe just kept here where we'll just produce lead vests in this location. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye.